Hello everybody and welcome to another episode of the Shards of Nyrn here on Dork Tales. This is Season 3, Episode 15, The Measure of Elves. I'm your Dungeon Master Kelly, and today I'm running my fancy Run D&D shirt, which you can kind of see. And I'm really excited to run this one. This is, I'm not sure if the players are going to get to where I want them to be at the end of the night, which I never am. It's always a pain when you have to name the episodes in advance. But I think this is going to be a pretty good episode. And if not, you get, hang out with us anyway. So, welcome. If this is your first time joining us, then I want to say welcome and that you have missed 3 seasons of excitement. If you listened to the intro a second ago, you probably heard some of it, but here's what's happened since the beginning of the season. After coming back from the lands of Apesh with one of the Eyes of Nyrn, the characters returned it to Edagon the Wise, their sort of mentor helper guy. It's kind of hard to describe that relationship.
The Danny DeVito of the game.
The Danny DeVito of the game. Yeah, basically he's the Danny DeVito from It's Always Sunny. Edagon the Wise took a look at it and said that he could use this magic item to triangulate the location of the missing one, which turned out to be a dud. The characters went and adventured for a little bit while he worked on that, and he discovered that it must have been stored into in another plane of existence, which is a problem. However, he knows a shortcut. There is an elven city known as Azabek, which has a magic relic known for divination inside of it. And it just so happens that it is having a conflux of the stars at this moment, a once in a generation event where the stars align and allow the divining energies to be increasingly potent. However, this is a very insular city, and the elves of our world, Elos, are particularly xenophobic. They're afraid of you, Xeno. And so the characters have gone there and have managed to secure an audience thanks to some impromptu saving of lives. And that's basically where we're going to start the game. The characters are gathering inside of the third and final elven wall, the very core of this ancient elven city, to use this relic and to make nice with people until they can get the hell out of here. And that basically covers it, right? Yeah?
Oh.
Okay.
Yeah, I'd say that covers the majority of it, yeah.
All right, so Roll20 is already open, so we can pop that up. You guys are going to want to listen to it tonight because I worked on some more sound effects that actually I double-checked rather than rhyme sound effects, which were so good, and they didn't work. I'll play it for you after game, Mike. So, the other last couple things that I just want to say, if you are on Twitch, we have adjusted some of the channel commands, added one additional one, which is the Once More with Feeling, which ups the feels of a scene. So, Drama Bomb is usually something bad. You can also use Drama Bomb just to give me extra powers. But hey, I'm a DM. I have as much power as I'll ever need. And we have changed the inspiration system in chat purchases. So all players will be getting 1 point of inspiration to start the game with that can be used as per my house rule, either before or after the roll, so long as you don't roll a nat 1. You get 1 of those. You can also use them on other people or against enemies. However, the chat has the ability to purchase something called determination for you. The way determination works is that you add your proficiency bonus to a roll. Period. If you already have a proficiency bonus, you just add it again. That's it. So it's basically a +3 on a roll. You can add it before or after your roll, but it has to be before I tell you if you succeeded or not. Okay, just like Bardic Inspiration. Cool. And I believe at level 11, you are at a +4?
I believe so, yeah.
Yep,
so.
+4.
Correct.
All right. And with that, let's go ahead and introduce the party. So, welcome, Nothing Ventured. Let's say hello, starting with, let's just go chronologically, or we'll go that way. Christine, hi. Also, nice hair.
Thank you. I just got it done today.
It only took me
Beautiful.
4 hours.
Gorgeous.
Hello, I am Christine, and I am playing Malia Sunsworn, the Dwarven Tempest Cleric of Vela.
Praise Vela.
Praise
All right.
Vela.
Hello, Amy.
Hello, I'm Amy, and I am playing Tia Armstrong, the half-orc druid.
All right. Praise Vela.
Yeah, praise Bela.
Okay, cool.
Praise Soph.
Praise Soft.
All of the eyes are watching you.
All of the eyes are watching. Hello, Winter.
Hi, I'm Winter. I play Mars, the multi-classed tiefling rogue warlock.
Roguelock.
Roguelock?
Roguelock?
Yeah.
Yep, good to go.
All right. And hi, Mike.
Hey everyone, I'm Mike. I am playing Xeno Rightwing. He is the half-elf ranger in the group.
All right. So, we are going to be jumping back into game in just 1 second. Does anybody have any last questions, concerns, or need a reminder of where you ended last game?
A reminder, please.
Okay. So, last episode, you went and did a bit of a shopping excursion at the end, got some nice dresses. If I remember correctly, Farah is in this flowing, slitted golden number with a halter top. Mars is in a little black dress that's quite long and quite revealing.
Yes.
Malia is in her super A+ priestess garb with like all sorts of like gold plates and stuff and like lots of cool trim. Xeno is in his normal fancy duds that he brings out for special occasions. And Tia is in a black hibiscus and rose dress that beautifully contrasts her green skin.
Yeah, and I realized that it probably doesn't actually have sleeves because she's got the tattoos on either arm, which are already
You just
sleeves.
rip the sleeves off. You're...
Nah, she probably just wanted one that didn't have them.
Oh, okay, that works too.
Because it's a very pretty dress.
Okay. Wow.
Mm-hmm.
All right. So
And Farah has a pretty necklace that Xeno bought her.
that's true. She has a pretty necklace that Xeno bought her. All right. So, oh my God, we're at 899 followers, guys. That's a lot.
We
Yeah.
are so close.
Ooh.
If you're not following, follow.
Encourage all the peoples to follow. Get us to 1,000.
All right.
You want to
Do it
hit
for
that
Kelly's
extra
birthday.
zero.
It's not my birthday today, but soon.
No, but soon.
No, soon. Couple weeks.
Couple weeks. All right. So
Wild.
you make your way towards the center district. Soon, after waiting in line for what seems like an age, you make it to the front of the queue. The crystal wall looms ahead of you. Immense. Larger than all of the others, this one nearly 50 feet tall. Made of this almost opaque green crystal. As you approach, you can hear a soft hum echoing from it. Now above you, the city is alive. Azabek is located between a pair of mountains, cleft down the middle to create an artificial valley. In fact, this close to the mountainside, it almost looks like the mountains vanished. As if they were made of sand at one point, and a giant hand swept the middle portion of them into the sea to the north. Perhaps they did. From the mountainside, this crystal wall grows out, and above it, there is a spider web of vines and walkways. Glass wrapped with these vines and fruit bearing trees, all wrapping around and up the mountainside, all heading to a central point. At the Ergid Spire, the immense cloud-touching needle at the center of this district. As you approach the person, the agent at the customs counter, it's a high elf. And their hair is flowing and blonde and free, with nothing but a singular jade comb adorning them. They wear a simple high-collared white jacket, buttoned across the breast. And as you approach, he smiles softly Hello. Are you certain that you're in the right place?
Yes.
What reason do you have for entering the Sepharis?
We have a appointment.
And who might this appointment be with?
What was the it was the conflux, right?
So you have
But weren't we supposed to be coming up and waiting for like Twilight and meeting
Mm-hmm.
what's her face?
You
Yeah.
were. What's her face? You mean Nimue Yaradin?
Nimue, yeah.
So were we supposed to go through the gate? Because I think this is potentially a player thing there.
Twilight is beginning to fall at this point. You see
Yeah.
the beginning of a canopy of stars appear in the sky, as well as the
Okay.
remnants of the fallen moon. I see. Can you please hold your hand out over the orb? He gestures down to the orb affixed at his customs table, as with all of the other walls.
Hands.
He looks down at it, seeing something that you cannot. Please head through the gate and take a seat immediately on the right.
Thank you.
May the stars touch each of you in time. Next, please.
Something about May Vela bless your days, or
Yeah, I hope you get touched by the stars too, buddy. Farrah says, going through.
She's just gonna keep quiet and not draw more attention to herself as she can.
Okay. Do you go and grab a seat?
Yes.
Okay. There are long benches immediately inside, made of this strange... Oh, it almost looks like they're made of actual silver. They're latticed, almost with the patterning of lace. And as you sit on them, although they're metal, they're soft and yielding. You find yourselves sinking a bit into the metal as it wraps around you, comfortably. How long are we going to wait here? Farrah says.
I think however long it takes.
Shrug from Tia.
It's barely a few heartbeats after your shrug before you hear the sound of boots, several pairs, walking in steady rhythm. 5 sets, 5 soldiers dressed in the uniform of the Elven Secret Police. Well, 4. As you look up, can I get a, give me an insight roll. Anybody who's interested?
sure.
I am definitely interested with my 19 insight.
19?
My hot
7.
yellow Vela dice do me justice.
7.
Okay.
That's a note from me. 8.
Nope.
So that was insight, you
Nope.
said?
Yes.
Yeah.
Okay.
Oh, that does,
so
that
that
does.
is going to be 24.
Okay, 24. That does remind me, at the end of last game, there was an explosion at Ludo's Playhouse as you were heading in here.
And we're
Yes.
like, it's not our
Yes.
problem.
Yeah,
They
that's
can handle that.
so I think I asked you after game, is it your problem? And you all said, nope.
Nope.
So, just in case anybody's
Hashtag
like,
not my problem.
I mean, it probably will end up being our problem later, but
Don't jinx it!
the Elven police arrive, and you realize with, I think all of you got above 15 there, right?
well,
I got 24.
Christine and
I got
I
a
did.
7. I got 7.
Oh, you got 7? So, 8? I thought you said 18. Okay.
No, 8.
Oh God, no.
Okay,
me,
so-
me and Mars are out to lunch.
You feel immediately threatened by this display. They're coming for you.
I'm gonna whisper to the others
Well, hold
really
on.
quick.
You two,
Okay.
you two who succeeded your rolls.
Oh, okay. I thought you were talking to us already.
No.
No.
Those of you who succeeded your rolls will feel that while this is an intimidating display, you are not intimidated at the moment. You actually see that these soldiers are an honor guard. A man you recognize is walking between them. Elven, high elven with long dark hair pulled back in a ceremonial fashion low on his back. Dressed in the garb of a military general. He approaches, his medals bouncing as he walks, his sword clanging against his hip. It's the one who spoke to you through that illusion spell when you were trying to find a dock for your ship. He stops abruptly about 10 feet from you. The honor guard spreads out, fanning out, 2 to either side of him. Nothing ventured, so we meet again.
Indeed. Good evening.
In case you've forgotten, I will introduce myself again. I'm General Mirakel.
Pleasure to meet you. In the flesh.
I see that you have measured up. You are looking suitable for the night's festivities.
We figured it was an appropriate occasion to bring
Put
out
the
the
good
nice
stuff.
clothes.
I welcome you to the Sepharis, the innermost sanctum of Azabek. Allow me to explain the sequence of events that will happen tonight. I have been asked to accompany you to the Argent Spire by Councilman Yarvin.
I have a question, Kelly.
Yes.
Can I do some sort of roll to try to see through his words if he's been asked to escort us or asked to watch
You can make me an insight
us?
roll.
Yeah. Let's try this again.
Do it. Give me an insight roll on this.
Nat 20.
Now 20. Oh yeah. He's definitely babysitting you too. Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh yeah. Like 1,000%. He's saying I'm here to make sure you don't get lost.
I'm gonna give whoever I can make eye contact with a look of
Oh yeah, no, Mally is already kind of going she knows full well they're a babysitter. They're not gonna let a dwarf in the middle and not babysit them.
Yeah.
I just wanted to make sure.
I don't think anybody would really want a right wing near their treasure
That too.
relic after what happened last time a right wing was near it.
It's true.
Yeah, and whatever it was that Tia's ancestor did.
And all
Yeah.
the shit that's happened since we've been here for a day or two.
Yep.
It's almost like trouble follows us.
Almost, right?
No.
Okay.
Never.
So after he says, "Oh, I'm here to lead you through tonight's events," Xena will just go, "Please, that'd be great."
Your appointment is at the 11th hour. The stars are not quite right yet. It will take some time before the conflux will be in effect. Only after true dark does it begin. Until then, you are invited into the Argent Spire to have refreshment and to meet with some of the other questioners. At the time, at the stroke of 10, you will be brought up to the holding rooms, where you will be able to lounge and relax and enjoy whatever imbibings you wish to bring with you from the party. Further instructions will be given at that moment. If you wish, your items and gear may be brought up in advance. And of course, any use of them without the express consent of the council or myself, well, Do I have to spell it out?
No.
Good. You're going into a holy sanctuary of my people. Zeno, you will notice that he says his people even while looking directly at you, half-elf.
Interest.
Hmm.
And then by all means, follow me. And he turns and begins walking toward the spire. The honor guard watches you. A pair of them trail off behind him, and a pair wait to walk behind you.
Tia will follow.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Yeah, Xeno will follow.
As you're walking, he will continue his decent stride and will lean back and say, Cleric Sunsworn, I understand that there was another incident, both at the library and at the playhouse tonight. Would you know anything about that?
We were at the library when items attacked it.
Did you get anything off of the individual who defaced the city property?
A CD. Or some sort of disc, sorry. Disc.
A disc?
Mm-hmm.
What do you mean?
We're gonna see if we can get anything off of it. It was inside one of the... I don't know, what would be the word for the...
Construct.
Constructs?
Yeah.
It was playing inside of one of them, and I was able to salvage it from eating it up.
You mean the automatons?
Yeah, that thing. It was weird.
You know nothing more about the other one, though? The man in the road.
No, as we were entering, we heard the explosion, but
We were already here.
we're already here and trusted that your competent guards would be just fine.
Yes.
There's no need for us to go rushing after them.
After that, Xeno will try and be like, yeah, our people are usually pretty good at solving things like this, so.
That is fair. You have been quite the asset to the party.
Well, please enjoy yourselves while you are here. And at this point, you'll clear the wall entirely. The green hue will begin to fade around you, and even though it's dark outside, the inside of the Sepharis district is illuminated with hanging lanterns floating off of the canopy of vines. They're not lit by fire, but some type of internal magic glowing out of gemstones. No, not gemstones. Sap. Sap dripping off of the vines illuminates with a pale blue-green light that floods the area with a sense of peace and serenity.
Oh man, I want to touch it so bad.
I mean, there is one nearby if you'd like to.
Can I? Yeah, I'll do
you
it.
Can. Sure. It is actually rather hot to the touch, but not a problem for your tiefling flesh. And as you touch it, you will hear the sound of water hitting a skillet as it touches you.
So it's not like sticky tacky like actual
It is not
tree
sticky
sap.
tacky, no.
You sticky tabby. Okay. Cool.
But you will see that you've left a few fingerprints in the side of it that will slowly dissolve and burn away. The forbidden syrup. Yes.
So he's still leading us?
He's still leading you.
So we're not in the spire yet, right?
You are not. You can see that the main road leads directly up into it, and the spire stretches almost infinitely to the sky above you. Were it to fall, it would fall outside of the first wall. It must
That's
be
tall.
It is a very, very tall spire.
Seeing it getting closer, Xeno is gonna turn to whoever is beside him and just be like, huh, it'll be nice for a right wing to be to actually get into the Argent Spire again. It's been a very long time, apparently.
Yes, it has been a very long time. Hopefully, you will not make the mistakes of your forebears.
I actually just learned about that today.
Did you?
Yeah, nobody had ever told me that before.
And what did you learn?
Well, I learned that they tried to overthrow the Tetrarchy and restore the monarchy by stealing the Thorn of Arcadia. At least that's what I read at the library.
Then I hope that you will enjoy getting a look at it during your query. The Thorn of Arcadia still lies there in the Star Chamber, affixed to the Elfenbane. I would suggest you look and not touch this time.
Don't worry, I don't take after my family very well.
Then there may be hope for you yet.
I like to think so.
Now, the inside of the Sepharis is peaceful and calm in a way that is even beyond what you found in the Califeros district. Now, there's something that you're going to soon learn about elves, so I'm going to tell it to you now. Elves... Sorry, I really like the way that came out, so I'm going to roll with it.
Yep.
Elves are surprisingly Spartan. Generally, out of all of the races, the long-lived ones have the least use for wealth. Well, at least with elves. Dwarves, it's something completely different. But elves believe that shows of wealth are tacky and a waste of time. In an elf's hand, a wooden cup is as valuable as a golden chalice, so long as the craftsmanship is exquisite. Elves are a race that trade in time and trade in quality. They don't need opulent palaces or gold-crested bedpans. So long as their setting brings them serenity and peace, they are comfortable. And this is what you are getting as you walk through here. The elves that are wandering around you are dressed in long, flowing clothes that seem unusual. They are relaxed. These are almost wizard robes. The way that they cling nearly a foot, 2 feet off of the wrists. They dangle like drapery. And as they talk, they move and speak in subtle language that you recognize as Elven, but it's so lilting and poetic that those of you who understand even the barest Elven will find that every conversation around you will be slightly different, slightly more accented, slightly more lyrical than the last. As if each conversation is a game. In this conversation we speak only in rhyme, in this only in pun, in this only using a sentence beginning with the last syllable of the one preceding. There are patterns, myriad maddening patterns in each conversation that you witness, and it falls around you like the babbling of a slow brook. You'll begin to feel that there's a slight numbing meditative effect. Like riding down a bumpy road for too long. You begin to lose a bit of feeling. It's like that between your ears. And all around you, the soft, gentle sound of birdsong, even as night begins to fall, and the hum of the magic lantern sap that hangs overhead. Is there anything in particular you're looking out for or looking at? Or just kind of taking in the entire thing?
Taking in the entire thing.
Taking
Yeah,
it
the
in,
whole
yeah.
thing.
Mars was kind of
Yes.
expecting that like we'd walk in and it'd be just there, so she didn't think that there's gonna be this much more like expansive atmosphere.
The thing about this place is it's spotless. This is like walking into Epcot or into some. I'm trying to. It feels completely alien to anything any of you have ever experienced.
What about sounds?
Every sound around you is the sound of nature finding its place among the city. Unlike the other districts where you could hear the sounds of hammers and sounds of craftsmanship and the sounds of people, here everything is not dissonant. Everything is in harmony. Everything flows on the same river of sound, which is why it's hard to hear a difference. After a while, the sounds of conversation and the sounds of people's clothing moving and the wind rustling through the fruit and berry vines on the walkways above, it's like being among ghosts that bleed. The elves look at you with a dispassionate stare. Some of the smaller ones you'll see have their long arched eyebrows raised as you approach, but there are very few of them out. Tio, you were going to ask something?
Oh, Tia's looking around specifically to try and get a sense of what other people's like attitudes towards their little group are.
Sure. You can roll me. You can roll me insight with disadvantage.
Awesome. Great. My favorite.
Anybody else who would like to do that as well can. It will be with disadvantage as well, because these guys are looking at you like...
So insight? 6.
You are definitely feeling judged. You are feeling out of place here. You are the only green-skinned person within at least 10 city blocks of you. Right now, the disparity of power dynamic is oppressive. You feel all eyes on you, and they're all blue eyes under those arched brows and long ears. Every ear twitching at the sound of any footfall you make just slightly out of rhythm. And it's at that point, actually, that you will all recognize that in the flowing sound of this area, there is one thing that is discordant. There is one thing that does not fit in. It is the 5 of you.
I got a 15 on mine as well, so.
Most of them are watching with interest. And you rolled a disadvantage?
Yes, I did.
Okay. Most of them are watching with disinterest, but a couple of them you'll see are watching with either a sense of mirth or perhaps even a sense of minor but veiled hostility. It's hard to tell, but the way that some of them hold their brows or purse their lips ever so softly to create the barest hint of a crease on their normally eternal faces. It's not until you see one elven woman, a wood elf dressed in typical wood elf garb, still flowing like the rest, but more utilitarian and bound by belts to keep it cinched tight to her thin waist. She looks you up and down. Tia, more than anyone. And turns away. Her eyes are the last thing to turn. And in that brief moment, you know that she is displeased at your presence. And she has thought less of you for traveling with one such as Tia. The sound of wind echoes around you, and the smell of soft spring air. Malia, for you, this place is pretty. But the sky is wide and vast overhead, blocked only by those nearly translucent, vine-wrapped tunnels, bridges that connect to the mountains. Although you were raised in the hill country, So much of an open sky with so much sterility around you.
Very cold sort of prettiness.
It is. These elves don't understand. They don't understand what it's like to live a life. Sure, dwarves are greedy. Dwarves like to display their wealth because it's a sign that you've lived life. You found things. And dwarves aren't always about the brightest things. Sometimes it's a battered brass tankard instead of a gold cup.
As long as it's got a good ale in it, who cares?
So
Or
long
if you're
as-
that hard up, as long as it's got any ale at all.
But here, do they even eat?
They've basically disassociated themselves from life. Like, real life. They've turned it into some sort of weird art form.
And to see all of the men. The fact that Zeno occasionally has a 5 o'clock shadow every other week is one thing. But not a single beard hair in the lot of them. It's pathetic, really. Not even any of the women. Ridiculous. But soon, after what feels like riding down a lazy river as a leaf, you'll find yourself at the immense gates of the Argent Spire. The building is quite large. The base, it's almost 900 feet in diameter.
Ooh, that's big.
Not big.
It is quite big. It gets smaller as it goes up. In fact, you're not quite sure, but it looks about a third as large at the top. It tapers. And as you approach, the door in front of you is this wide shaft. It's shaped like a knife blade above you. The entrance looks almost like a drawbridge that's fallen to the ground eons ago. This 60-foot tall knife blade of a door that has reached forward onto the ground, presenting you a walkway up into it. Those of you who did some research and had heard a story that this was perhaps a drop vessel, as you're walking up, you can actually see places just barely around where the door, the drawbridge, connects to the ground, and there are little nodules off the side. The same type of devices you would find on a siege ladder for making certain that you cannot uproot something easily. Then again, it could just be a design. Do you head inside?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That seems
Yeah.
to be where we're supposed to be going, then.
Okay.
Yeah.
After you, Zeno.
Yeah, pretty much. Xeno will head in first, I guess.
Okay.
It's like, I will if you really want.
He lets you all inside. Now, the center of this room is just magnificent. The Argent Spire itself is made of the same material as the walls. But this is sky ice blue and very thick. As you're led up into some of the higher floors, well, as you're led around the main entryway, you can see that there is a central shaft running up the majority of the tower. But unlike in any other place like this, say the hotel in Steep Hollow or Dog Run Bridge, where you've encountered elevators before, there is no elevator. It is merely a raised dais with a circle at the top of it, made of this glass, some 60 feet in diameter. The
That's
party
pretty big.
approach Come, and he will lead you up onto it.
Okay.
As you approach the center of this, you will see that there is a glowing orb standing about 3 feet high. It hovers at the exact center point of this circle. The general reaches his hand out, contacts it. 78, he says in Elven. And you will all hear the sound of boom, boom echo out. The floor begins to glow beneath you. And a spectral floor of force energy, ghostly, reaches up.
Arcana this?
Yes, you may.
I want to like kind of look at it and see if I can figure out what it is, because I know that floating disc one does not work as an elevator.
It does not.
How the hell did they modify it? 24.
24. So it's not Tensor's floating disk. This actually looks more similar to, say, Farah's Wall of Force.
Oh, that's
It's
fancy.
definitely a hybrid. What happens, though, is as you're standing here, the floor begins to glow, and you find yourself standing on the glowing energy that begins to lift you up into the sky. The platform itself stays beneath, and you are lifted up by a wafer-thin layer of blue-green magic.
Wild.
Woof.
It lifts you quickly. Not so much that you feel a lurch in your stomach, but enough that you notice that a bit of air rushes by you. Your hair blows dramatically around you.
Malia is gonna move over to Farah and talk with her. Of like, does this seem like it's It seems like it's derivative of the Wall of Force or something similar. What do you
It's
think?
definitely some type of... It's either transmutation or conjuration. It's...
Clever use.
How did you manage to do this? What do you mean? The elevator. What? What is it? There are many things that run smoothly inside of this spire, due to its power source. The Argid spire owes much to the Elfenbang. Neat. That didn't answer the question, though. It was already installed by the time I was born by many hundreds of years. Okay, so
Seems like it's a modification of Wall of Force or something similar along the same lines. Mali's
like-
gonna try and look smart.
As you're looking down, you will notice that you are now looking down about 200 feet. You will continue to rise up in the air until you are at about 780 feet. Actually, each floor is probably about 20 feet tall, so about 1,400 feet.
That's tall.
That's pretty tall. Yep, 78 floors. That would be about 100 floors. It's a bit taller than the Burj Khalifa.
That's some pretty steep fall damage.
Yeah.
Unless you're
It's-
Farah.
Yeah, then you just
Yeah.
feather fall down. She planned for this.
Or Tia. Tia just flies.
Tia just turned into a bird.
But
Just the trick is just jumping the moment before you hit the ground. And that'll fix it. Okay. As you head up to the 78th floor, you will suddenly hear music swell all around you. As you're looking up, you'll see that this is the last floor that has this hole in the center of it. And as you reach the top, you'll phase through and this glowing disc will plug up the hole at the center of the floor. This room is quite a bit smaller than the main area, only about 300 feet in diameter. Quite large, about the size of a sizable ballroom, which is exactly what you will see. There's a party going on, well stocked, people dressed in finery, not unlike yourselves. But here is the key difference. Where out there you were surrounded by elven arrogance and elven everything. Here it's a bit of a mix. Mostly elven, of course, but half-elves. A dragonborn. Gnomes, halflings, a plethora of humans. Even some dwarves and tieflings. A tiefling? At least one. Or maybe it's a succubus. It's kind of hard to tell at a distance. And maybe even... No. Nothing orcish at all. I guess they have their standards, Tia.
Figures.
Welcome. This is the party. Please enjoy yourself. You will be called in a few hours. If you'll excuse me, I have additional matters to take care of. If you remember anything about the man who you encountered in the library, please let me know.
If we encounter him, we saw
We saw
A
him
humanoid.
walk away.
flee, rip a book in half, and
Be
disappear.
captured by the security personnel. Yes, Tia?
Yes.
What was their size? I can't recall that. Like, how large
Medium.
did they seem? Medium?
Tall human. Probably
So-
about the size of Zeno, maybe a bit wider.
Okay. So it didn't seem like the dwarf that was supposedly
Was definitely not a
wouldn't
dwarf.
definitely not a dwarf. Okay, so that's two people running around doing weird things. Good to know. Yeah, okay. That was all.
Enjoy yourselves. Refreshments are, of course, part of the deal.
Thank you.
He waves his hands and turns, and as he thinks you're out of earshot, he'll whisper something in Elven and to one of his guards. Would anyone like to try to listen in?
Oh yes.
Yes.
Okay, you can make me a perception roll.
I don't speak Elven,
Malio.
but I could
Oh,
probably
is it
pick
in
up on-
Elven? You said?
Yeah.
Oh, never mind then.
You've been. It's an Elven. What
Yeah.
were you saying, Winter?
I could probably like try to figure out body language or gesture
It's
or nah.
It's. I'm gonna say you can give me an insight roll with disadvantage, because he's being really subtle about this.
Should
I
I
got
do this?
24 on perception.
Oh,
Should
yeah.
I do perception with disadvantage since I'm not as familiar with Elven yet?
Yes, you may.
I'm still learning. Okay.
And it was percept.
Insight.
Yeah. Oh, sorry, insight. So that my best is 13.
13.
Mm-hmm.
He's definitely talking about you.
Well, 8.
Nah.
It's like,
8?
who isn't?
Yeah.
Okay. So both of you. What'd you get, Tia?
8.
8.
Yep.
You hear him say something very soft under his breath, but that's about all. Zeno, as you're walking away, you will hear him say, "Keep an eye on them to make sure they don't do anything troublesome. I'm going to go attend to the man in the cloak. And have Valentino bring my tools." Sir. And with that, he will descend, touching the orb and slowly drifting back down toward the main floor.
And so his guard are still up there then?
Yes, they are.
Xeno's just gonna turn around, look at one and be like, and say in Elven, "Don't worry, we're not gonna do anything troublesome," and walk into the party.
Yeah, boy.
They're just going to watch you go. Yeah, they are. I will make a. Yeah, they're fine. They're definitely going to just take a stand at the four corners next to the elevator apparatus. The floor lift, I think, is probably the best way to call that, because that's a weird system.
Yeah.
And they're just going to stand at the four corners and start doing the impassive bobby, like the royal guard type of thing, just standing there, one hand on their blades. but comfortably. Besides that, you're free to enjoy the party. What are you doing?
Eat.
Eat.
Tia's
Eat.
gonna try and stick close to at least one of the others at all times, just
Okay.
because she's getting a, regardless of whether it's true or not, she gets a sense of general hostility in the air, or she
Okay.
expects it.
Okay, so looking for food right now, you are going to find that there is a amazing amount of food here. So first off, you'll be able to fill your plates. It's served buffet style here, but there are, of course, waiters wandering around with plates. Most of them halflings or half-elves. Halflings,
Sorry.
halflings are a great servant race. They're really good at it, and they're short, so it's really easy to get the stuff off the plates. Yes, you were saying, Winter?
So Mars is going to grab like a bit of like little hand hors d'oeuvres and a drink and actually look around for somewhere to sit because her shoes are killing her.
Oh, that's fair. So you will be able to find... Now, here are some things that are being served. Okay? Just so you're aware. Stewed dove with dill seed, onions and lemongrass with a side of diced golden samphire and pears. Ginger wine is a side dish with hard-boiled eggs and an artichoke soup. There's also fried tripe with cilantro, raspberries, and lemon juice. There's orange peel pie and brioche on the dessert table, alongside purslane and apples served with lavish and jam. Some mild halfling cheddar and scrambled eggs on the side if you're looking for something more breakfast-like. And then, of course, baked brown rice with cashew and hijiki on a bed of diced wild leek and rhubarbs. There's a honeydew pie next to that, as well as a braised lamb pie for those of you coming from the soft country. Chokeberries, amber ale, and fried eggs served in a delicious kind of a deviled egg fashion, but they're pickled in ale. Well, maybe not pickled, but they're definitely brined in ale.
Mm-hmm.
There's a charbroiled gopher, which is a thing that a lot of dragonborns...
Delicacy?
It's, yeah, basically kind of like guinea pig is a delicacy in some places.
Yeah, okay, yeah, I can see that.
There's also, you will notice the rushing scent of spit-roasted ox with garam masala and turmeric, with a side of cooked chickpeas, as well as a bok choy and lemon salad. This is just some of what is there.
Oh man, yeah, she'll like get enough then as like a dinner and just be like, I need to sit down. These shoes are too tall, too spindly, and they hurt.
How tall are Mars's shoes?
And she's wearing
They're
like
6 inches, aren't they?
yeah, and I'm
Jeez.
they would be like really strappy too, and she's used to wearing like a heeled boot, which has lots of support, but here her ankles are like kind of wobbly more, and she's like, I can't do this for much.
I think Tia's got like gold sandals or something, or like a subtle kind of either gold or black. I'm not sure. One of the two. So she's very comfort focused on that front.
So as you're all looking for that type of food, I will say that there are probably about 100 people here. It's a very large room, and that is just the people who are obviously guests. There are probably 24 servers, as well as a lot of people a lot of elves just hanging out. All around you, you will see that there are littered chaise lounges, sofas, and just very gentle seating places.
I park myself.
As you do,
Oh, no, you lounge on the chaise lounge.
Do you know? She's just like, ugh.
Just do the longs.
are you in a hurry to sit down?
A little bit.
As you as you sit down and just kind of like start rubbing your feet, there will be a brief moment, and you'll realize that you are sitting next to someone.
Oh no.
An elven
no.
male turns around, and this is, let me just double check here. So that is Spring. So an elven man, a sea elf with kind of light blue skin, slightly serrated ears, and several very, very soft It's like a lip ring, but it's stitched.
Oh.
It's stitched harsh thread,
Oh, my heart.
looping around the lower lip, kind of making it what? Your heart?
She seems to have a thing for like water types.
Oh, it's really true. His hair is kind of flowing green down to the center of his back, and it's kind of cut at a slightly awkward half style, where it's shorter on one side, not buzzed all the way, but it's definitely kind of angular. And he'll look over at you. He's indeterminate age. You think somewhere between the age of 100 and 700. No crow's feet yet.
Elves.
And
Daddy?
maybe. I mean, he probably has money. He's dressed very... he's dressed in a sleeveless shirt with a huge amount of nautical embroidery down the front of it, as well as a pair of cuffs that accent that he is fairly well muscled for his lithe physique. Yes, hello.
Okay.
How can I help you?
Oh, sorry, was someone else sitting here? Oh.
No, I was waiting for someone to come and say hello.
Oh, hello.
My name is Capistani.
Marisol.
Marisol. Did you offer your hand?
Yes.
Okay. Then he will accept it gently. His touch is slightly wet, but not. He has the touch of someone who just like got out of the pool.
Mm-hmm. I'm just not gonna say what I was gonna say.
Not sweaty. And he will give you the
I don't think that's what Winter was thinking.
I am just rolling over it.
Good.
So he will raise your hand. He won't kiss it, but he will raise it up just as a sign of greeting.
Cool.
So what brings you here?
I'm here with my adventuring party, and I'll point to them. Wherever they're in the room.
Adventurers.
Mm-hmm.
How wonderful.
How about yourself?
I have a query for the conflux. Would you like to play a game?
Yes.
Let us trade secrets then. What are you asking?
What are you asking?
There is a noblewoman in Zertoka, where I come from.
Zertoka, do I know that area at all? From like looking at maps? Or is that very foreign to me?
It's very foreign. All of the things that begin with Zer are undersea cities. So, you could make me a history roll. You're going to have disadvantage on this one.
Okay.
Maybe at one point you've heard Zeno mention something about
22.
Holy crap.
about it.
I rolled an 18 and a 19.
Zertoka is an undersea city just to the south of Argeny.
Oh.
It's very lovely and is known particularly for being a hotbed of found treasure, because there are many conflicts off the Argenian coast that tend to end up in their backyard.
Okay.
So they're rather rich by other people's misfortune. They're kind of like, so there's Detroit, and then across the border from Detroit is that Hamilton, Ontario?
I think so.
Yeah, they're the Hamilton to Argeny. Treasure finders. So yeah, you'll know that about them, and also they're very their seafood is top notch, obviously, particularly their shellfish.
Okay.
She is quite wealthy. I'm moderately wealthy.
Mm-hmm.
And she is quite old. And I'm quite young. I wish to
Noted.
know... I wish to know how to seduce her. Which way to make her belong to me. So that
Have
I'm-
you ever spoken to this lady?
Yes. Once. She is dreadfully boring.
But money.
There's more than wealth. But it is helpful. I have very few prospects, as you can see. And he'll gesture, and you'll see that his ears are... They are serrated and finned, but not quite as much as some of the other Tritons you see walking around. My grandparents were a mixed couple. It limits my political mobility.
So was it difficult for you to even get in here?
No. I have friends. The Tetrarch of Sprang is a friend of mine. We went to, we'll say, boarding school together in the common tongue.
I see, I see.
Speak of the devil. And as he says that, walking through the main floor, you will see that there is another Triton. This one, obviously full Triton. His skin is slightly silver sheened, but still has that very hint of blue. His ears longer and even more finned, and he's dressed in a flowing light kind of lilac robe. A circlet adorns his brow. But besides that, you wouldn't know that he was any different. The circlet itself looks like it's made of pearl and crystal and mithril, all spun together into a singular tiara. Well, no circlet. It's a circlet. He's...
Fancy.
and looks young. He can't be more than, by Elven standards, 19? 18, 19?
Okay.
He will approach, and you see that blending into the crowd are quite a few other elves that are kind of walking around him. They look like party guests as well, but can you make me an insight roll?
Yeah. Nat 20.
Nat 20. You will see that they have a bit of ceremonial jewelry on them.
Okay. Ooh.
However, you get a glint underneath one of the sleeves and see that the ceremonial jewelry is actually looks like release mechanisms for hidden weapons.
Well, we weren't supposed to bring weapons in here.
The way that they are going around him with your insight roll, you think they're his honor guard. They're bodyguards.
Okay.
He will approach and say brief greetings to his friend, and then turn to you. A tiefling? I have not seen a tiefling in all of my days.
I know, I've been honored to be meeting Tritons for the first time.
Then I am very pleased that this is a unique experience for both of us. I'm Jiris. Jiris Acosta.
Marisol.
Marisol, the one who rescued my dear friend Yaradin.
Yeah.
Then the pleasure is all mine. I believe we are seeing you at the stroke of 11.
That's true. We have a couple hours to lounge around here, enjoy company.
Well, I hope you are enjoying yourself.
I am enjoying myself, thank you.
I would stay away from this one, however. He has rather loose morals.
Aww. Sad.
Whereas I am a paragon of virtue.
Oh, do tell.
Well, you can't be that much of a paragon of virtue, friend. He said, Capistrani says. I can see you flirting with exotic women right in front of your fiancé.
Do they hint at who that is?
You'll see that there is someone kind of in the retinue. As they say, I'm not married yet, Jiris says. But here, and he will turn and offer a hand, and walking through the crowd. Zeno, you're kind of walking over this way too, probably, because Mars is sitting down, and Mars left her drink at the bar. So you would have caught that last bit. Besides, it's a very new arrangement. Here. And you will see wearing a long, beautiful, sparkling, kind of night blue midnight dress. Very Ashwood. Ah. Charmed, she says, and offers a hand to you.
Mm-hmm.
And I believe you know Mr. Rightwing. Yes, Zeno and I are old friends, Very says.
Congratulations. I am very happy for you.
Looking sharp tonight.
Thank you, good sir. You are looking very dapper yourself.
Thanks. Well, I think I'm gonna walk that direction.
Bye. Oh, thanks for the drink.
There you go, Mars. So this is the current Tetrarch.
This is
correct?
the current Tetrarch, the Tetrarch of Sprang. He's only got a couple of days left until retirement.
Lovely to meet you, Tetrarch.
Jiris is fine.
And Jiris. Have a good night, Very. I'm sure I'll see you later on.
I hope so. I should be there when you make your request. Congratulations, by the way.
Thanks.
You're just always in the right place at the right time.
It's part of my name.
As you wander off by yourself, Tia and Malia, what are you doing? Where are you hanging out?
Malia is, I think, just drifting through the party and going from there. She's trying to pull like as much religiosity around herself as she can to keep her composure and not like just get sour.
Okay.
Zeno's probably gonna go off and find Farah.
Okay.
Just noted.
I
Sounds
think
good.
Tia's probably with either Malia or Farah. Whichever
Okay,
makes
so-
the most sense. She just doesn't want to be left alone in this crowd.
So as you approach, you will. So you're going to be headed over toward them. You're kind of hanging out by the side of one of the tables, trying to figure out how to eat your dove wings without getting anything on you, because they're very saucy. Why would they have something so saucy?
Probably
Is
to
there a trick
like
to this.
Yeah.
Farah just gnaws on the side of one of them. What? Got like juice all over her chin. Like you put it in your mouth.
Of course. I'm gonna eat that thing, and Tia's gonna go look at the lamb, whatever it was. The lamb. It was like
The braised lamb.
yeah.
As you are heading over, a woman approaches, a human, will walk directly up to Malia. She's about 5'6", well built, a little stocky in the shoulders, with a deep tan complexion, and almond eyes and dark black hair cut around her face. Wearing a rather tight red dress, trimmed with gold. You think that, human ethnically, you think she's probably from Awari, one of the western provinces, kind of like way west of Argeny.
Mm-hmm.
Excuse me, you're a cleric of Vela?
That's correct.
I was wondering if you would do me a favor.
What's the favor?
I've been traveling for quite a while to get here tonight, and I'm sorry, Minase is my name, and I have not been able to do my daily prayers. If it would be acceptable, could I borrow you for a really quick one?
Certainly.
Or just a minor blessing and absolution for taking time away. I would hate to...
Malia will start directing the movement and conversation over to one of the... Not corners, because it's kind of a circular room, isn't it?
It is a giant circle.
But kind of one of the spots that probably has like a potted plant and like... there's probably little nooks formed by chairs and plants and tables and to some extent around the edges.
Mm-hmm. All right.
Find one of those and go through whatever the...
Sure. She just wants to do a couple of rounds of the prayer so that she doesn't, like, basically get off track.
Yeah.
She's on a spiritual journey at this point, trying to travel around. She talks a little bit about her travels as you're doing brief talking. She's a monk who's traveled from a distant land and is here for a very weird reason, actually. So she's one of the questers as well.
Okay.
She's curious why you're here. And if pressed, do you ask why she's here?
Sure.
On my travels through the lands, I was trying to hunt down a former student of one of our wayward masters. Someone who actually looks a bit like your friend over there. Someone who was traveling through the Arginian province of, or kingdom, I suppose, of Fandelia. As I was traveling through, I wasn't able to find her, but as I was traveling through, I stopped by this restaurant, and I had this food. I was a little drunk, and there was this spice in it that was amazing. I've never had its like. Some type of mushroom or something like that. So I want to ask what I ate. It's supposed to know everything, right?
That's true. Well, I think that's one of the more unique answers I have heard.
Oh, what else have you heard?
Why people are here. Well, for the most part, it all seems to be, oh, will this person love me? Or where is this thing? And
Are you asking who will love you?
no. But
It's a shame. I would think many people. You look strong.
Mally's just gonna kind of go, wait, what? Yes, quite strong. I generally throw around a hammer on a regular basis, so. But, no,
just
my
throw around
party
other
and I
people.
have a item we're looking for, so we're hoping this might be a shortcut.
I wish you the best of luck. If we ever run into each other again, I'd love to see you throw the hammer.
Well, if you run into us again, you probably will. We generally are in a fight.
Thank you very much for honoring me, Priestess. I do appreciate it.
You're welcome.
She'll smile and go back to the buffet table. Now, Tia, you and Farah head up the buffet table at that point, and as you're walking
Yeah.
around... So, what are you trying to find? Like, what kind of food do you want? And why do you seem so... You seem really out of it.
She's gonna look around and be like, feeling a little out of place, and these people seem to hate me.
Oh yeah, so what? People hate everybody. People suck.
I agree. I just don't want to accidentally cause an incident before we can, ask our questions.
I guess. Because... Dove is stringy.
Is it?
Yeah, kind of. It's stuck in my teeth.
Hmm.
Do I have any?
Do they have... Tia's gonna look around, like, for toothpicks or something.
There are some toothpicks right there. It's right next to a tall woman, human woman of about 6'3", standing next to you. Yeah, pretty broad shoulders,
here.
actually.
Farah, just hold on a second. She'll grab some
need
toothpicks
a
and hand them
toothpick?
over. Not me. She does.
No, aren't you a delight? Here, and she turns and hands you a toothpick. To pass to your friend, I don't want to reach across the food.
Yeah. And Tia will hand it over.
Are you one of the questioners as well?
Indirectly, with a group, but we only have one question to ask.
Oh.
I
Good luck.
probably won't. Yeah, probably won't be me asking. That's okay.
What are you going to ask, if you don't mind me asking?
We're looking for something, but I'm not sure.
Oh, me too. Well, I hope you find it.
You as well. I need an insight on her.
Yeah, absolutely.
Who is this? You said she's human?
She is human, yeah.
Okay.
There, you will notice some physiological traits about her. She's tall, wearing a strapless dress that kind of clings to her chest pretty well. It's long, white, and hangs down to about knee length and flares out a bit. It's not the best cut, but it works on her pretty well. She's definitely smaller at the hips than she is at the shoulders. But she's quite decently well muscled. What'd you roll?
12.
12?
12.
What are you trying to get out of this? Like, what kind of vibe, or what are you wondering about?
Is she actually just chatting to be friendly, or is there a...
Holy crap.
Ooh, hello,
We just got
Raid.
raided with 100 people. Hello, raid.
Oh my
Sorry.
god!
I normally don't break
Holy
character to say hello to a
hello.
raid, but hi!
Hi.
That's a hell of a raid, guys.
Wow, wow.
You guys showed up in the middle of a party, so this is pretty good. Okay. Holy cow. So anyway, hi guys, how's it going? We love you very much. Stick around, give us a follow. Oh, damn. Okay, so this scene's not going to be quite as exciting as some Dungeons & Dragons games because we're in the middle of a giant soiree. It'll get exciting. Stick around.
It's an elven party. It's kind of
It's
fancy
way
and
too
snooty.
fancy.
So, what are you using your insight for? What are you trying to get off of this
She's
woman?
trying to figure out if this person's actually just being friendly or if
She is
there seems to
awkward
be...
as hell.
Oh, okay.
She looked at you as the only half-orc in this elven soiree and thought, wow, someone I can relate to. Because she stands out a bit. She is not a traditional-looking woman.
Okay. Gotcha.
But she's working on it.
Huh. Well,
Anyway, I didn't mean to I didn't mean to bother you. I just thought
no.
that good luck finding what you're looking for.
it's no bother at all. I'm just, you know,
You've got your own stuff. It's okay.
well, between you and me, it's... don't exactly blend in here.
You're telling me about it. I don't either.
Hmm.
It was much easier back when I was a soldier.
Ain't that right?
Oh well. I'm sure you'll be fine. I like your tattoos, by the way.
Thanks, I literally just got them done.
Oh, I forgot about that. My dress totally shows my tattoos.
You got so many tats.
Oh my god.
So much ink. It's so good. I'm
So much
excited.
ink. All right. So with that, she'll excuse herself from you.
Sorry, what was your name? I didn't catch it.
It's Rava.
Rava? I'm Tia Armstrong. Nice to meet you. And she'll extend a hand or whatever makes sense here as a greeting.
She'll grab your hand. And, she definitely has a bit of callus on it. You can tell that at one point she probably was a soldier. Lovely to meet you, Ms. Armstrong.
You as well.
I'm Farah, Farah says over your shoulder. Thanks for the toothpick. It's not a problem.
Do you need some help, Farah?
I can pick myself. And at this point, Zeno, you're going to find her over there picking herself. Actually, let me do a Farah etiquette check.
Oh, big
For those of you
girl.
two,
so
oh my
lovely.
god, I rolled a nat 1. So she picks her underwear out of her butt, like while you're approaching. She's like
Farah
this.
is so lovely yet so uncouth.
So Farah,
I
for those of you
love-
tuning in, is a
Baby girl.
13,000-year-old gold dragon who is in a human form, humanish form. And she walk up and she like just picks her underwear out of her butt. She's like, this dress is really riding out. Like seriously, I told you I could pick myself. See? Boop, boop, boop.
Yeah, but it looks great.
When her dress is all shimmery and gold, isn't it?
Yep, it is.
It's like, no.
That is the face that she makes, by the way. So Zeno's behind her.
He like leans in like over her shoulder and be like, yeah, but it looks great though.
You're going to see her tail just go completely rigid.
Zeno. Hi.
Hey.
How are you enjoying the party?
Well, I ran into my ex, who I never thought I'd see again.
How did she get in?
Apparently, she's engaged to the Tetrarch of Spring now. That's what I said, and then I walked away.
Oh no, that sounds horrible. Are you okay? We should I'll give. And Farah reaches out and grabs a bottle off of one of the halflings that's walking around doing bottle service. Oh hey, that's whatever. Here, and she'll just hand you a bottle of liquor. I'm gonna see what type of liquor it is. One moment. It is 14 out of 20 on the liquor scale, which I'm gonna say is a bottle of halfling brandy.
Jesus.
Oh.
So what? That's like a 45% alcohol content?
Yeah, if you're a lightweight. Halflings like to get lit. Like that's like a 52%.
Jesus. Does Farah have a glass on her right now?
Yeah, she's got a champagne glass.
Does it have anything in it, or she emptied it?
Yeah, it's mostly gone.
Zeno's just gonna pour some into her glass, and then pour some into his glass, and then put the bottle down.
Dreams come true.
Weird, but I'm in. You can still drink it.
Yep. Well, yeah. So I figured I'd come over and find my friends because I didn't know what else to do. That was awkward as all hell. And
Are you okay?
Yeah. I wasn't expecting it. And it's like at the same time, like, yeah, we spent so much time together when we were younger, and we're so great together, and that was all fine and dandy. And now it's like, and then I see her again, and it's like, oh my god, this is crazy. Like, what do we do now?
Uh-huh.
And now, now I see her again here, and now she's engaged to the Tetrarch of Spring, and that's cool. But it's like, I feel like I should feel jealous or envious or something, but I don't. And I don't know if I don't know what emotions I'm supposed to feel.
Uh-huh.
Because I just kind of feel like damn, it's a lot of work, and I don't know if it's worth keeping up with it.
So she's gonna keep nodding.
Insight on Farah to see how she's handling this?
Oh, yes, you may. Yes, you may. Give me that insight roll.
Perfect. That's a 19.
I really want to, but I know Zeno wouldn't.
She's like doing like this. Just like
hand on Farah's shoulder. Looks her in the eye while Zeno's off, like chattering away. Just be like, "This is rough. I'm sorry."
I'm okay. This is weird. He said that he didn't care.
She'll lean forward and be like, "He's kind of an idiot."
I mean, that's like saying he's kind of half an elf. Like, he's a full idiot, but he's...
I'm sorry.
You're...
I'm gonna go find Mars.
Oh, well.
So I'm just like, I don't really know what.
You want to come with me?
Like, everything's so weird.
Everything is really weird. You know what else is weird? This drink that you made me is really weird. We should get better drinks,
Probably. Let's go find better drinks.
You can, you should find out where Malia went, Tia.
Sure.
I'll
Yeah.
see you in a few, I guess.
Just, I don't know, signal me if you need a rescue or something.
Can Malia walk by at that point and just be like, "Don't get sloppy"?
All right. So at that point, what are you doing for the rest of the party?
Mingling, trying to make sure the rest of my party doesn't get so sloppy that they like give everything away to everybody.
So I'm going to ask you for a couple of rolls right now. So first of all, who is drinking to excess? Nobody? Okay, social drinking. Cool.
Oh, thank God.
No Constitution save for that.
Praise Vela.
Is Farah drinking to excess?
No, she's matching you. So she's kind of like, if you're gonna drink to excess, she will. But she's kind of just like, she's doing the tough girl routine. So she's gonna try to. She's like, Then I need to know who is chatting with other people.
Ooh. Tia might if she finally gets bored of being too careful, depending how long this takes.
Sounds good. So what I'd like you to do is make me a persuasion roll.
Ooh.
I want to see how well you're socializing.
How's a 13?
13's pretty okay for this type of situation. So as you are going through, you're going to meet a woman named Heron, who is a human, and she is going to bore your ear off with... Actually, let me see how much you're bored. You know what? It's actually... She has some fun stories. She is in her 50s. She is impossibly well-proportioned. Giant curly hair. Big pouty lips. Looks like she's been to, the Artificer a few times. If you get my drift. And as she's talking to you, she's... the thing is, I've been traveling around doing my bardic routine for what seems like 40 years now. I feel like I'm out there every day working 9 to 5. It is... What a way to make a living is what I can say, right? 9 p.m. to 5 a.m. every night. So, I just kind of want to settle down. Find my own little place, have a bunch of kids, enough kids to have a stampede. Now, I'm still at the age where I can, thanks to a couple of potions I took when I was younger. But, I am talking your ear off, darling.
What? Oh, no, not at all, not at all.
Are you sure?
No, it's fascinating. Though I do...
Ooh, sorry, go ahead. No, you talk. She keeps, touching your shoulder like that. Go ahead, you talk.
Sorry, please don't touch the ink. Still fresh and a little sensitive.
And it is gorgeous.
Thank you.
I know.
Heard a lot.
Are you into other people of your persuasion? Because there is a half orc I know, back down in Arcosia. Is it Arcos? I think it's Arcos. Called Aeolus. He is what is called a scald. Scald? Kind of like when you spill hot water on yourself, hun. And he is just dreamy and a half. And if you don't like that, he has a sister named Iola. Although...
Fascinating.
I hear they team up from time to time on romantic endeavors.
You know what? I think I see one of my party members. I should go make sure that they're not talking off someone's ear.
Absolutely.
Let me go rescue some of the
y'all have a
guests.
good time.
Yeah, you as well. I hope you settle down with your stampede. And Tia's gonna just get out of there.
Well, if anybody would, I would. Heron would. That'd be a nice place, nice name for it. My house. All right, you head off there. All right, so is anybody else mingling with any of the people inside of this?
I get bored of dealing with the dripping wet boys, and I
Wet boy?
like, bye.
Okay, so you are going to end up having a conversation with... Can you roll me a d12, please?
Yeah, and luckily I also was able to walk away before I told them what my secret was. So.
Oh, you did.
Just a d12?
D12. That is going to be what type of person you end up sitting next to, unless you're looking for a specific type of creature or race.
Not really. It's just like you're just making time go by. I rolled a 9 on a 12.
A 9. Okay, so that's going to be a human. You find yourself sitting next to a human woman with... she's in her 30s. Kind of sandy blonde hair. Kind of a little low. Kind of a little too skinny Like she's missed a couple of meals, and not that's her body type. She's a little too full in the face for that, but she just seems like she's under a lot of stress. The corners of her eyes are, well, crow's feeted. And as you arrive, she'll look at you and... My, aren't you a sight for sore eyes? You are quite a person to look at.
Thanks.
A tiefling?
Mm-hmm.
Right? I've heard of you in the stories. Is it true that you eat the babies?
Haven't tried.
I see. Well,
Nah.
You've tried halfling though.
Yeah.
Who's your friend here? Oh, a dwarf. Oh, are you an adventuring party? I hear that adventuring parties mix themselves up in very interesting combinations.
We are an adventuring party.
Tiefling,
And we are
dwarf,
all friends.
half orc, half elf, human thing.
Wow,
stuff.
that is so interesting. I'm just a barmaid. Well, I was. Now I'm more of a chambermaid, which generally means I'm more of a chamber pot maid. But mostly I'm just a mommy.
Oh.
I work down at the inn in the first district, but I won a ticket.
Oh, well,
Lovely.
congratulations. I heard that was difficult.
Thank you. This is going to be very difficult for me because I'm actually not from here, if you couldn't tell because of my accent.
You're speaking very well, though, and very articulate.
Yeah, it's good, but it's not ideal. I'm actually originally from the Draconian Archipelago, like Herbs Draconis, which is really weird seeing all of the people here that have like the smooth skin and like the pointy ears, because where I grew up, I was like one of the only humans there, right? And everybody else had like scaly skin and like could breathe fire or lightning or things like that, and I could just like breathe bad breath in the morning after I had sauerkraut.
I'll look at Malia and be like,
Oh,
that sounds really cool.
Are you saying that you have to go? That's fine. That's
Oh,
fine.
no, keep talking. Like, this is... I'm actually so done talking to elves.
Oh, just between us, I actually don't like elves very much. I came here about 2 years ago. I settled in and just thought, I'd tour around and make my fortune. And then I had a really wild week. And then I got knocked up. So what am I going to do? Am I going to go adventuring while I'm pregnant? No. So then I have the baby. There's twins. So now I've got Hans and Lieber, and now both of them they're a handful. So now I'm working. I can't do drinks because my body's not quite the way it was, and people don't tip as well. So now I'm doing the chamber service, which is awful because someone blew up the place where I work. Right? I was doing upstairs service at the tavern, which is very lucky because I found the ticket that was a winner there.
The tavern?
Yeah. It has a little bit of a hotel service. Well, it's mostly
what
for...
did you see from that explosion? Like, did you catch anything before it happened or as it was happening?
Well, I wasn't there at the time. I left about an hour before it happened because of the end of my shift. I mean, it was kind of a rowdy joint. There's a lot of people in there, but look, what kind of thing? Maybe you can jog my memory.
I'll look at Malia, like...
Oh, I'm terribly sorry. My name is Joe.
Joel?
Joe.
Or
Yo, if you want to.
Yo. Whatever you prefer. I don't want to screw up saying your own name.
Well, my full name is Yolene, but I'd like to keep it on the down low because there's this bard that I kind of stole actually that bard over there. I stole a man from her once, and like she does not stop shutting up about it.
Okay. All good. Just if there was someone
I killed Mike.
What?
I killed Mike.
Oh.
She's left some pretty like length of messages on my door. It's kind of embarrassing, really.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah.
I guess from that night.
Who is this person again? I missed their description. Like what?
What
are they?
Well, she's a human woman, or human female, but it's literally her name is Yolene. Yolene. And the other woman was based off Dolly Parton. So.
This has been
see.
great.
It's just killing me. It's just killing me. All right, back in here. Okay. So, sorry, you were saying I got distracted by like the fancy lights.
Well, it's like you said, you left about an hour before the actual explosion happened. But did you serve or encounter anyone that just gave you a bad feeling or seemed extra skeevy?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I mean, there were quite a few things going on there, but skeevy. Yeah.
Or like someone.
No, like somebody who doesn't belong. There was definitely this one. Now that you mention it, there was this one dwarf that came in, and he'd been coming in for a couple of days. Kind of, he would never actually drink anything. He was a fucking awful tipper, and there's nothing I hate worse than an awful tipper.
I guess he didn't talk much.
Well, the thing is that he was staying upstairs in the inn, right? And he would go out and he would drink very little, and when he went back to the room, he would make a big mess, and there would be oil. There would be all sorts of like gouges out of the furniture. And then he wouldn't tip me for cleaning it up. What a dickhead.
That's rude.
Yeah.
He's a dwarf.
No offense. I mean, he was a dickhead because he was a dickhead, not because he was a dwarf.
Oh, no, just...
Did he have a name for a tab at the bar or for the innkeeping books or anything like that?
I think so. Let me try to remember it. Hatrin. Hatrin. Rune something. I don't remember the whole one, but it was Hatrin for sure. It was on some of his documents that he left out. So it's
okay.
Hatren. Hatrin.
Does that name ring a bell at all, Kelly?
No, absolutely not. It seems like I think he was from back west, maybe from like Thesterail.
Accent?
Kind of.
Like if you had to place it from somewhere?
I think Mountain Dwarf. Like a very like kind of gruff type of. Yes, I'm from the mountains, yeah. You know, that kind of thing.
Interesting. And what about the night of the explosion? Did he change his routine at all?
Yeah, he checked out that morning. I have no idea where he was staying after that. I thought he was gone. Why? Do you have problems with him? Does he owe you money? Are you looking
No, but...
Okay.
No, it's just, that's a big deal. He blew up an inn.
Wait, he blew up the inn?
Well, probably.
What a shithead!
Well, think of like the amount of oil that there was in the room.
But you think like he was like building something?
Potentially. I mean, what else would he need that sort of oil for? You don't
know.
just
That's kind of
play with
ridiculous.
it.
And like, it wasn't just spurts. It was all over the place, right?
Yeah, usually when there's spurting involved in a hotel room, I know exactly what it's from.
Malia will just laugh a little.
Actually, speaking of that, that's the reason I'm here. There's
Did
too
he
much...
ever meet with anyone else, or was he always solitary?
I think he was always by himself. He always made a lot of noise, but he had a corner room. He had the room that's across from the one that we reserved for whenever... Well, I guess it doesn't matter anymore because she doesn't go down there anymore. But the speaker, council, the drow, Yaradin.
Yeah. This is just my thought, anyways.
Is that what you're coming to ask about? Sorry, I'm curious. I'm bored as shit. None of the elves will talk to me because they think that I work here. I don't work here. I have a ticket. I'm someone special.
No, we've been on a bit of a lull lately. We're asking what our adventuring party should do next.
Oh, that's a good one. I'm just wondering who's the daddy of my boys.
Oh, good to know.
Yeah. It was a wild week. Could be like 12 people.
Well, I hope you
One of which had a magic potion. I don't remember where she is now. Imagine that, though. She spends like a couple of days swapped over, and then I send her a paternity bill. That would be a hell of a walk on the wild side.
It could be a good relationship, though.
I mean, yeah, it would be good. And to be... Oh, excuse you. Oh, that was a mighty dwarven sneeze.
Cute.
I'm very afraid. Yes. I'm sorry. Yeah, and it's just, I would like to know who knocked me up.
Well, like, it's something that you could think about for the rest of your life. Might as well just know.
Fuck the rest of my life. I want to know who to send the child support payments to. You did the deed, now give me the money.
Truth.
It kind of makes me sound like a hooker when I say it like that, but you get my idea.
Yeah, no judge. No judge.
I mean, dressed the way you are, you could make a lot of money too.
I have, here and there.
Hey, no judgment. No judgment.
No
I mean,
judge.
I haven't, but, I mean, that's because
I hope you figure it out, and...
Yeah, well, good luck. I hope you go have some adventures.
Yeah, we need something coming up soon.
Yeah, well, hey, if you ever need someone who's really good with pots and pans, you give me a call.
Sure.
I can travel along, carry some of your shit.
Yeah, if you hear any more, or if you remember any information about that night, do let us know, because that's dangerous.
Yeah.
Dangerous.
Well, you have Hatrun. I mean, that's not a very common dwarven name. Is it?
I don't know if that's actually the name.
Well, it's one to start with.
Mm-hmm.
Well, good luck.
Good luck and have a good rest of your night.
Yeah, you
Take
too.
care.
And with that, you will head out. Is anybody doing anything else before the 10th hour?
No.
Yeah.
Allie will have mentioned to Chick, because she worked around Dragonborn, didn't she?
Yes.
That if she's interested in still working around Dragonborn, about the Count. Because he seemed quite good to his servants.
That's
Workers.
true.
Are you
etc.
kidding? Really?
Huh?
Where is this?
Blah, 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 blah place.
Mathercat.
He seemed very nice, very hospitable, and quite kind to the people who worked for him, it seemed like.
And
So potentially.
oh, that would be so wonderful to actually speak my normal language again.
Right?
This common tongue is so dirty. Like, not even sexy dirty. Like, just kind of like boring dirty.
Common?
It's, yeah, kind of common. Yeah, yeah. You're right. It's very, yeah. Oh, that would be wonderful. Is he married?
Not that I know of. He wasn't when we met him.
You know, maybe if I get a donkey to carry the children, maybe if I get
You could always see about working on your way there. Like, see if you could trade work in a tavern for board.
Yeah, maybe.
Right? Help out in the kitchen.
I used to have a phenomenal ass. Well, thank you very much. I appreciate it.
You're welcome.
All right, so Yolene is going to Matica.
Yolene's gonna go steal that man.
Yep.
Go for it.
All right. Is anybody else doing anything else inside of this time? Are you talking to anybody else, or is that pretty much it? Mike, you were going to
That's
say.
it.
Was Farah gonna have an awkward conversation with Xeno or no?
No, Farrah's
Or were
going
they
to listen to you and is going to keep talking, but like, when you're kind of coming down from just rambling too much, I guess I'm just kind of surprised. I thought that you'd be a little, I don't know, a little more upset.
I mean, I figured I would be if I ever saw her. I mean, I expected to see her again, and I don't know. I guess it's been a while, and a lot has happened since then, and
Well, yeah.
you know, I guess people change, feelings change. I don't know. I guess I was holding on to, you know, what there used to be, and I guess it was a lot different than I remembered it being. So I don't know. I guess it just wasn't. It wasn't what I thought it would be.
I mean, I get it, I guess. She's kind of pretty. I don't know. She's kind of... I don't know. She kind of looks mean.
I mean, she was always really nice, but I think it's... I guess in the same way that I've changed since I lived in Avakara, she's changed too, and that's just the way it is, I guess. So
I like the way you've changed.
thank you.
You're still a butthead, but...
Absolutely, but I'm a butthead with great friends.
Yeah.
Great friends who have actually completely changed my entire course of my life.
Is it because you like guys now?
I mean, I'm not picky.
I think Mars is probably dipping into that pool enough.
Yeah, Mars dips into that pool a lot. I've had fun here and there, but it's... I don't know. I don't really know I don't know what I'm feeling. I don't know what I'm feeling, what for, who. I don't know.
Well, I mean... sometimes... I don't know. Sometimes it just kind of... You just gotta let things happen, you know? And it'll creep up on you eventually, I'm sure. That kind of stuff always does. After all, it's time. You hear a voice over your shoulder. One of the guards has grabbed you, stands next to you, and come, it's time.
Oh, okay. Look at that. We made it.
All right, and with that, the honor guard will take you up a spiraling stairwell at the 12 o'clock of this room. And as you climb, you can look out into the entire southern coastline of the Thessalian Sea.
Ooh, sparkly.
It's beautiful. You can even see some of the giant squids cresting in the moonlight. That's a shit sea to sail in, I'll tell you that. And as you make your way into the chambers that you'll rest, you have a really good feeling about tonight. Not that much longer, and then you'll be able to decide what type of quests you take, do your own things. You'll have all the money you can spend. Each of you can go and do whatever you want with your lives. It's going to be a good night. And I think we should use this moment to take a brief break. So guys, we're going to hit the restroom up. We'll see you.
Well, that's not foreshadowing at all.
You're going to have a good night. What? You're going to have a good night.
Oh, sure. Uh-huh, when the DM says that.
Okay, so, hey guys, I'm noticing that there are a ton of you there. So, hey, stick around. We're going to be gone like 3 minutes. We just got to run to the washroom. I need to close my window because it's really cold in here for some reason, because it's January.
Yeah.
And we'll see you in just a sec. So, don't go anywhere. Hello and welcome back to the Shards of Nyrn, Season 3, Episode 15, here on Dork Tales. You're led up into the top of the Argid Spire. The room that you're placed in is large, about 300 feet around, maybe slightly less at this point. A bit smaller than the room with the party. It's comfortable, and you're led into a central chamber. Now this room is a sphere, as the spire is, a giant needle plunging up into the heavens. You walk into the center of the room, and there are 8 spokes leading off of it, as well as one stairwell leading up, blocked by a shimmering door. Now each of these rooms that is segmented off, you can see is they are all comfortable, well appointed with sofas and chairs, a waiting area. But in front of each of them shimmers that same gossamer veil of magic. This is what you were told about. You can hear voices inside of each of the cells, the same voices. What did I say, cells? Inside of the waiting rooms. The same voices. What we would recognize as television broadcasts being displayed in 8 different TVs, you would... It's like that effect that the general used on you while you were approaching in your ship. Several of the cells are full. Most are not. The general leads you over to the first one on the right. You'll stay inside of here until you're called, which should be about an hour. If you require anything additional, you can contact the guards.
Okay.
While inside of the waiting area, none of your magic items or spells will work. This room has an anti-magic field on it. For your safety and the safety of others, you will be unable to leave your room. Once again, should you need to leave, contact a guard. There are people that are presently here that are not here by choice. Unfortunately, the conflux does not slow down the arbitration of justice.
That makes sense.
After you. And as he opens his hand and points it at the door, the field will shimmer and vanish. Do you head inside?
Yep.
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 Okay. As you head inside, there's a little crackle as you pass through across the doorway. Farah will kind of shiver a little as she goes by. Ooh, I don't like that. Out of habit, she reaches up and tries to conjure a bit of flame between her fingers. There's a barest bit of sparking. And then... Shit. Really don't like this. Can I still breathe fire? I better still be able to breathe fire. That's like my thing.
No, maybe don't test it right this moment.
You're not gonna need to breathe fire.
Here's
What?
hoping.
What happens to our magical effects on our tattoos? Do those just like seep out and...
They will basically just be muted.
Yeah, so basically Tia suddenly feels a lot less... The strength just sort of seeps out of her and kind of...
Yeah, you're all going to get much
MacLeod
weaker.
too.
Now, the thing is about magical items, as soon as you leave this field, they'll immediately... It's like an on-off switch.
Okay.
Okay?
Zap.
A zap, right? However, no magical effects that you have will work inside of here unless you have a rare thing that allows you to bypass this type of thing, or like a level 9 spell or something like that. Nothing you guys can do. You'll be called for shortly. In the meanwhile, you can see what is transpiring in the chamber on the view screens. And with that, the general will leave. On the view screen.
Down and
Charming
relax
individual.
a little.
On the view screen right now, you can see that it looks like they're in the middle of one of these orations, one of these investigations, one of these queries, and you will see that this room that you will be headed into. Now, the top of the Ergid spire is capped with a room that looks like it was wove out of stardust. There is a lattice work, a frame of mithril, tipping it like a spear. But the room itself, the walls, the windows, the floors, everything is made out of spun stardust. There's no reason why, or pardon me, there's no wonder why they call it the Star Chamber. On a raised dais behind the central podium of the room are 4 chairs. And you will see, sitting there, is the Tetrarch of Spring that you met earlier, as well as Yoredin, the Drow Tetrarch, and 2 others. A woman, obviously a wood elf, tawny skin, and as well as white hair that's been shaved on one side, flopping over like an overlong mohawk on the other. Dressed in fine leathers sewn into more like a kind of like a suit skirt. Something very mobile. Text on the screen will call her Althea Lyodon. And sitting in the High Elven chair is a quintessential High Elf. The shorthand of this would be Lucius Malfoy. The longhand of this would be flowing blonde hair looking like Legolas's bigger brother. The script on the screen will identify him as Elidor Taldenares. As many vowels as you need to spell that. Add 2 more. There's a little subtitle at the bottom of the screen that says live from the Irgid Spire. And as you are there and watching this, a half-elf, a scholar, kneels before them. What is your query? Says Elidor, the eldest of the council. Although he is not the reigning Tetrarch, he is still the wisest and most well-known. The kneeling half-elf kind of nervously glances over her shoulder, and that's when you will see in the view screen what could only be the magical relic known as the Elfenbein. It is a crystal, a gem, a free-floating, glowing object whose core is probably no larger than a ball for a game of football, a sports game of some kind, about the size of a cooked hen. But around it glows a corona of energy, so large that looking into it is like looking into the pupil of an eyeball. Plunged into it, north to south, up to down, is a long, curved blade. And as you look at it, you can see the crackling energy where it is plunged into the side of the Elfenbein crystal. Pulses with bright green energy. As if the sword is overriding the will of the crystal and taming it. The half-elf mutters and sputters a bit, and in an accent that denotes kind of a southern origin, or southern isle origin. Well, I've just been doing research, and I was thinking that I would really like to know, well, we know where humans come from, we know where elves come from, and dwarves, but we don't know nothing about halflings, and I was hoping that I could learn where halflings came from, so that I could finish my book. All the people you see and where they came from. Very well, you may use the Elfenbein. Ask your question to it. And she does. You watch as she does this glittering trail of smoke, almost like a hand reaches out and brushes against her cheek. reaches between her eyes, and they begin to glow inside of her skull. You see a circlet of white energy appear through her hair, and then it's gone. Oh. That's it? I don't know what I expected of halflings. Thank you very much, Your Excellency, she says, taking a deep bow. And when she says that, there are other people, mind you, who are in this tower with you. You can see that there is a couple having an argument across the way. In one of the other waiting rooms, you can see that there are people, a pair of men who are definitely not having an argument. There are a few others here that are just enjoying themselves. All in all, there are 5 cells full. 5 waiting rooms full. And then you recognize that the one next to you, now, all of the walls here are mostly opaque. You can barely make out a shadow on the other side, but maybe if you focus really hard, you can see a little bit through. Some color. Can I get a perception roll off of everyone?
Yeah.
Coming right up.
Sure.
23.
23?
Nat 20.
Oh,
1.
God. 1?
19.
So that's 29 total.
Okay.
19.
19? Fantastic. So all of you, except for Mars, you are just going to kind of leer as closely as you can and watch those 2 guys wrestle. One of them's winning. He keeps pinning the other one, and the guy, I mean, you're like, I'm pretty sure that guy could probably shrug out of that. Oh.
No, but it's hot.
Oh.
No, like they're totally just like they're not actually wrestling. They're I mean, technically, they're having fun. So you're very distracted with that. On the other side, though, of the wall from you, and the empty room next to you, you realize, the rest of you, that it is, in fact, not. There's a shape laying on the floor next to the wall. The outline of a man, about the same size as you, Xena. And you recognize that he is there, because when the television, well, the screen, when the half-elf says, "Your Excellencies," a dry, brittle laugh guides you to his presence. Excellency. What do you all do? Do you sit and talk, or? Yes.
So
Amy?
we all hear this?
You will all
there's
hear
someone
this,
there?
except for Mars. Mars is hearing the sound of very vigorous clapping.
Tia's gonna look over and like try and get a better sense of who's on the other side of the wall. Kind of just be like, "Hey, are you okay?" Like she'll knock on the wall.
He'll turn and look at your hand. I've been better. How are you?
Do I recognize the voice at
You
all?
Do not.
Nope.
It's a male voice. Young, I'd say probably 20s, around that. Maybe late 20s. Smooth. With a bit of kind of a natural smokiness to it. More of a like a intense kind of smolder. Kind of just like a roll. All of the vowels have a little bit of gravel on them.
Alia will say something along the lines of, "Well, I guess you're not one of the ones here voluntarily, then."
I'm afraid not. I defaced public property.
How'd you do that?
I ripped apart a book.
Oh. So it was you at the library the other day.
Yes.
Today? Yesterday?
Oh,
God, what
why'd
even
you
are
do
days?
that? Out of curiosity.
If you must know, what I read angered me. But also, I'm here on a mission.
Hmm.
And unfortunately, they are very rude in reference to guests.
Hmm.
Hmm.
Who are you?
Malia. Visitor hoping for some mystical answer.
There is no answer.
Malia's tone is very clearly saying she's a little dubious on this still.
What do you mean there's no answer?
There's no answer. For mysticism? I don't think any of these elves know what they're doing. Maybe they know exactly what they're doing.
I mean, this seems to be very old magic that predates many of them.
Yes. It does predate them.
Do you know? I think by this point, Tia would have told the rest of us of what she realized was missing from that book.
Oh, yeah. Yeah.
So Malia's gonna ask about that.
Hmm.
Did you read what that was? Like, can you tell us what it was? We're very curious.
Yeah, because if I remember, we think they stole the chapter about the Elfenvine, and then I was reading about the Thorn of Arcadia after, in the next chapter.
Yeah.
Yeah, what is it? Did you manage to read that part?
It's a relic of a bygone age.
Bygone, like when they were in the Feywilds, or did it bring it with them?
No.
Oh.
They found it,
Here?
and they used that sword to rape it.
Oh.
Ah.
Be careful what you wish for, or what you ask for. Why they're using it tonight with the conflux. I have no doubt that it works. But I think that no one should delude themselves into thinking that such magics are kind or gentle. There's little that we do that does not stain the soul.
It did not look particularly pleasant.
You'll hear the sound of boot falls approaching. Prisoner. I guess I'm on.
Malia will kind of whisper quietly, "Good luck."
You as well.
Thanks.
He'll stand up and the guards will come. You'll see his gate deactivate and they'll reach inside and he's a human man. Good shape, probably late 20s. He's got dark red hair, cascading down to the nape of his neck. He's not wearing much. They've stripped him down to little more than a loincloth. He's very well built. And bleeding from a number of shallow wounds that look deliberate. He doesn't stumble as he walks, although he probably looks like he wants to. And as they pull him out and quickly clean him up with a prestidigitation spell. Put this on. They thrust a set of robes, simple and clean, to him. He puts them on. They hang kind of awkwardly, despite his fairly muscular, well-deformed physique. Well-defined physique, I mean, it's a well-deformed physique. Sorry. And as he dresses, he turns and looks through your gate at you. And anybody who's looking at him, I'd like you to make me a quick insight roll.
Yes, please. Malia, by the way, will try and look to express encouragement. I don't know what exactly, like, just kind of understanding and just like, fucking elves sort of
18.
feeling.
15?
15.
5.
5?
Okay, so that was insight?
Insight.
Can I stop rolling 2s? That would be nice.
I don't know, can
I'm apparently not.
26.
26. There is a look in this man's eyes that is heavy and angry. He is very angry, but it's there buried in the blacks of his eyes. But there's something just kind of off about him. You'll get that right away. But what you get the most is that as he looks at you all, his eyes will flick open, flash open, flare open. The pupils will constrict and you see the whites of his eyes. What is your name? You. He gestures to the back of your room. Farah? Farah. Do enjoy the rest of your night. Farah. Come on, move along. And they'll nudge him in the back and start moving him upstairs. What the hell was that? She says.
Not a clue.
I have no idea.
That guy looked...
That is true. I can't really blame him. He seemed pretty pissed off.
kind of familiar.
I mean, we saw him at the library. I
Yeah.
guess we didn't see his face, but
Yeah. Yeah, obviously. Whew. Are those guys still boning?
what?
Mars?
No.
Quick.
Hmm.
And with that, you'll see them lead him upstairs and onto the screens. And I'm assuming you're just going to watch TV for a moment, so...
Oh yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so...
Yeah, it's wild.
Okay. So, if you're all on tabletop audio... Or no, tabletop
Yes.
audio, if you're all on Roll20, let's see. They lead him up. A pair of guards on either side of him. Into the center of the room. And force him down on his knees in front of the council. As the view screen pans around, you're going to see that there are many people in the room, actually, not just the Tetrarchy. It is a royal court, after all, and there are a few people in the Star Chamber. Among the crowd, you'll see that Veri is there as well, watching the proceedings from the side. She looks so perfect there next to the other elves. And of course, it's just elves. Even the guards here are elves. As they force him to kneel, the Tetrarch himself leans forward and says, You stand accused of destroying sacred records. The secret police also say that you've been linked to the insurgent forces of Dazarl. How say you? The man on the floor clears his throat and speaks. I admit to destroying the pages of the tome, but I am not with this Dazarl. I am actually a humble messenger, come from Drakehall to bring you an offer. Drakehall. They talk among themselves for a moment, and that's about the point that the oldest, the eldest, the Summer King, Elidor. And what is your offer? Iambert Gamage, Lord of Drakehall, asks that the Elven nations recognize his claim to all of Thestorel, and enjoin a peace treaty so that the old ways may be honored. And why would we do that? The Moonforts rest in human hands, do they not? Drakehall will support their return to the Elven nations, and more with time. You have the audacity to deface sacred Elven property and then make demands. No demands, just an offering of peace. The damage to the book was to provoke a meeting. You have so far been unwilling to meet with envoys from Drakehall. There is probably a good reason for that. I have not destroyed the pages. I will be happy to return them. Your offer and your peace. The elves all lock eyes with each other. Are rejected. I shall be most saddened to inform Lord Gamage. No, I believe you shan't. Your head in a box will suffice. You won't have to worry about dishonor. I am but a messenger, sir. And soon a dead one. We know much, stranger. We know that Lord Gamage is a pawn of a creature known as the Great Worm. We know that this Great Worm is the true master of Drakehall. Is this true? And if so, is this the master you serve? I serve his will, yes. And where is he? He has not been seen. None may say, Lord. Then you have perjured before the Tetrarch's council, and on those grounds you shall die. Surely you would not break the oldest law. I should not have to remind you that a messenger's duty is sacred. That do not debate time with me. Do not debate law with me. Never debate with the ageless ones. Whelp, you may speak a farewell, but the Elfin band will be the last sight you see today. Guards. Is that what elves are? What? Mewling cowards. Hypocrites and mummers feigning immortality in glass towers. Torturers of guests, thieves and rapists. How dare you? I dare you. I dare, Lord Tetrarch, because I know the truth. You call this the Elfenbein. I know it is the Star of Akil. Buried in safety, with Kaelis Mobia Lemeste Akil, daughter of bronze and thunder, heir to her name. When the gods fell, she was buried with that trinket, and your ancestors broke open her home and stole her heirloom and left her to rot for over 1,000 years. Oh, I dare, Tetrarch, for I've seen the measure of an elf, and it is lacking. Guards, enough of this. Kill him. You asked if I serve the Great Worm. Yes, I serve him, and he is closer than you think. You asked where the Great Worm is? I am Garleon. I am the Great Worm, son of Kellan Zarnak, worm who felled gods. Empires. I came with an offer of peace, and you repaid it with one of death. Allow me to return the favor, mortal. You offered death. I accept your terms. The screen goes dark. And the entire tower begins rocking. The lights vanish as the entire structure begins to tremble and shudder. And it's at that point that you're going to feel the heat from the floor above you as the floor itself begins to melt and drip down from intense heat. Everything is shaking around you. You have no idea how far ahead is he. Is that, what, 2 floors, 3 floors? How much taller is this thing? The magic that holds your cell begins to flicker.
Oh no. No.
Farah is white as a sheet. What do?
Where's our stuff?
Your stuff is on you. Inside
It's
of the
in the room with us.
It is in
Yes.
this room with you. Your magic field is now gone.
It's time to
Okay,
get dressed.
we need to get out of here.
Let's go. Come on.
No, come here now. Oh, Jesus, guys.
Oh, right. Shit.
Are you-
Ayla.
Are you... The Elfenbein's still up there.
We
Are
need
you-
to find out. We
Okay.
need to ask.
Let's go as quick as we can, but stay as close to me as you can.
Okay. Because I can fly up there and shift and ask if we need to.
We all have to go up there.
Do we? Whatever,
If you're
let's
that
go.
far
Come
away
on.
from me and the whole tower collapses, you are dying with it.
All right,
Fine.
let's
Remember,
go.
I can fly.
Let's
though.
go.
Let's
Let's
go.
go.
All right. The tower is trembling slightly. People are screaming and rushing, trying to get out of here. Some of the people that are in this floor are rushing down. They're trying to make it to lower floors. You are running up. And as you are, I need everybody to make me a dexterity save as the tower
That's been
pitches.
my inspiration.
Yes, you may.
Because my dex is my roll's not good tonight. That's a good thing I did that.
The chat's
Dex.
going nuts. I love it.
Save
Yeah, that's nuts.
13.
Yeah, I'm gonna use
13?
my
24.
inspiration.
Yes!
As well.
19 for me.
Farah is going to use that inspiration that somebody bought me.
Nice.
21.
Okay, 21. Farah is actually going to stumble a bit. And
No, baby girl.
is anyone going to try to help her?
Yes.
Well, yeah.
As
Yeah.
you grab her, a part of the wall of the stairwell is going to crack and fall away, and you will see it tumble down, bouncing off of the side of the building. Crunch, 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 as it falls beyond the clouds and toward the city. Do you
Keep
continue
going.
upward? All right, you continue
Yeah.
upward, rushing upward. I need one more dex save off you. You run another 120 feet up, wrapping around this immense tower as you run. The stairs are quaking and cracking. Mike, what did you get?
24.
24. Christine,
Nat 20.
nat 20. Amy,
That's gonna be a 20.
20.
20. Thank goodness.
Farah has a 19, and Mars,
21.
21. You guys rush up the stairs as quickly as you can. As you finally reach the top, you can see directly ahead of you there are a pair of guards standing in the doorway. There is light streaming through them such that you can only see them front lit. Their backs are completely dark to you. Do you just push through them?
Yeah, they're just
Yeah.
husked by this
Yeah.
point, probably.
They crumble to nothing as you push
Jesus
through them.
Christ.
Yep. Called it.
And you
Holy
will you will see in front of you The shell of a human is no longer there.
Oh.
You see
no.
a man of 6'3", 6'4", well-muscled, the same face. His face is speckled with dark red beard and scale. A pair of horns, black and red, twirl from his forehead back along his swooped hair. And you can see red eyes glowing in the darkness as he reaches up, grasps the side of the Elfenbein, and rips the blade out of it. As he does, there is a spark of energy, and you actually will see blood spray off of his hand as the sword resists being touched. Hurls it to the ground where it clatters down just in front of you.
I'm gonna pick it up.
All right, I need you to make me a con save.
No.
Okay. That is going to be a 21.
21. Cool. As you pick it up, you feel the weight of ages flow through you. You feel the connection to your elven heritage roar through your mind, the connection to the god that once was. And a voice rings out in your mind that says, Elf blood. You are not the chosen one. Take 55 points of radiant damage, please. You are going to drop the blade. The blade is going to fall straight into the ground, and you are going to see the veins rise out of your hand as your hand starts to burn.
Oh no.
Oh!
Xeno!
That was half damage, by the way. The blade clatters on the ground.
I thought that was gonna work.
Xeno, are you okay?
I'm fine. Let's just deal with this.
Right,
The man in front of you grabs onto the Elfenbein, and I need a perception roll of the roaring fire that's around you. This entire area is just full of smoke and thunder.
26.
26?
26.
17.
1.
Okay.
17.
All right. 17? Okay, so what you are going to see as well is that of the 24 elves that were up here, all of them are burned to a crisp. All of them.
French fries.
Everyone that was on this floor is dead.
Shit.
Everyone.
You chicky Xeno.
As you look around as well, anybody who got above a 20, and this is going to hear him grab and whisper into it. Now, he is speaking Draconic.
Yes. I can speak that.
And most of you can speak that now.
Mm-hmm.
I have
I
a
guess I
little bit.
could a little bit.
I have
Okay.
beginner's draconic listed.
It's been long enough. You probably know more.
Maybe.
I think I got it full listed because that was the one I picked last time.
Mm-hmm.
He leans in and says something that you all will pick up. Some of you will understand, but you'll be able to clue each other in. Where is the next God's fount? It shimmers and coalesces into his mind like it did with the other. Good. Looking down, he will hold out the Elfenbein toward you when he is done with it. You are kind. I would suggest you leave here. I hope we meet again. Theramina Derai Zal Hazal. House Hazal. And as he smiles, you will hear woof, 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 rushing behind, and a great black dragon will rise out of the sky and crash down onto the roof, plunging black-taloned hands through the side of the elven throne, crushing them to dust. and he will stride over to the dragon, who kneels down and swoops his neck down. They will be coming for you.
Thank you.
And with that, he takes the dragon off to the sky. Tia, what are you asking?
Tia's gonna run to the Elfenbein. Is
Yes.
it, or is it still floating?
It is still floating. As you do, you are you're gonna trip over the other blade. It's directly in your
Alright.
path.
Okay, she will.
Cool. Can you make me a con save?
I'm praying that my dice will be nicer to me.
I hope so.
Oh god.
Because
I was
that was 10d6.
16.
16?
Yeah.
Cool. You kick the blade over.
Okay, it's fine. She'll grab it, I guess. Or if it's like a reflex kind of thing.
Yeah, it is. It slides into your hand.
Oh no. Oh no.
You are the one.
All hail Queen Tia.
Oh shit. She's still gonna try and reach for the Elfenbein though.
That
She's
sounds
gotta
great.
move. She's got one hand and like goes for it the other.
It hovers in the air, and you will hear a voice in your head as you grab it that says, "Long have I waited for you. Long have I waited for the return." Your family's name, by the way, is
Yeah.
what again?
Talus Venere.
Talus Venere.
Yep.
Talus Venere. The etymology of Talus Venere, if you know enough in the Elvish customs, the first is the most important. Tal. Talus Venere. Talus Venanie. Talisane. The first elves that set foot in Talus, that claimed it as their homeland. For it was only a few thousand years ago that the right hand, may I say right wing, guards of the true bloodline recovered the blade and tried to restore the monarchy. When they were caught, they did what best they could and used all of their power to strike the records from existence, hiding the true lineage so that the blade may survive. And yet it ended up in the hands of an 8th elf. Quarter elf? Perhaps you should talk to your grandfather about this when the time is right. But in the meanwhile, the Elfenbein slides into your hand.
Yep. And she's gonna ask, where are the eyes of Nyrn?
And I think we're going to call game there.
Oh my god!
All right, so guys, that's going to be it for this episode of the Shards of Nyrn. I hope you had a good time. There are going to be some major problems coming this way very soon, because there are a couple of things as you're asking this. There are going to be a contingent of guards that are coming up behind you at this point, which we'll start game doing next time. And then that is fantastic, because that means that I can drop my cutscene that I was going to do next game. So, hey, thank you so much for coming and joining us. Guys, did you have fun with that?
Yeah.
That's wild.
That was awesome. I was sitting there like the whole time going like, dragon's gonna happen. Dragon's gonna happen. I'm sure the dragon's gonna
There's
happen.
gonna be a dragon!
And then that dude, I'm like, oh, he's a dragon.
He is a dragon. He is a dragon. So, quick couple of reminders for lore bits that you may have forgotten. Okay. There are vaults, right, where the where the elder dragons kept their kids. Okay.
Yeah.
The
Corrupted one we fought is the one he was probably talking about.
and the
Because he would
man
have been the
the man
mage who
who
was in there ahead of us.
and the man who burned his hand into the side of the building.
Yeah.
So as
Yep.
far as you can tell, basically this dude wakes up in Drakehall. You know, when the earthquakes that Mars started.
Yeah.
I'm sorry.
That's okay. It happens.
Drakehall, of course.
Drakehall, of course. The Thesteral, of course, which is one of the scion of the Great Worm. goes looking for other people, finds one, and yes, so the Akil, the bronze dragon that you found and that you and Farah had to kill, like kill, rotting down in the tombs, the elves found that she had a very, very powerful magical relic, busted open the vault, thereby breaking its seal, and not freeing her.
Just stole her artifact and left her to die.
Yeah.
Or corrupt.
Oh my god.
So that is what he was saying, point blank.
Yeah.
I just want to make sure that because
No, I got all of
I got
that time. I was like,
Cool.
oh,
nice.
shit.
Okay. So that is now we are moving on to phase 2 of season 3, which is officially known as the Rage of Dragons. And I'm very excited for this chapter. It's gonna be so damn good. I've been wanting to drop this for so long, and oh god, this feels good. I was stressing about his voice for like 4 months now.
Oh my god.
Enough that I had to write out a script because I'm like, there's so much, I don't want to miss a
So
thing.
exciting.
So,
Yeah.
No, that was really good, Kelly.
Thank you. I was trying not to cry as him because he was getting pretty emotional, and I'm like,
And then,
But the thing is, you can
Zeno-
use the tears as anger fuel.
oh, he's a very angry man. He's a very sexy angry man.
Very sexy angry.
Hey,
well,
guys,
at least like the way to Xeno is now open for Farah 100%.
and Zeno, I'm sorry that I did this bait and switch with you. I'm sorry. I got more good stuff for you coming, but like, it, from a narrative standpoint, it had to be Tia because I've been shitting on her for 3 sessions now. I've been like, you are worthless. You are an orc. You are worthless. Someone spat some elf DNA in you. And then
Now you are the queen elf. No, like as a player, that's amazing. That's awesome.
Xeno's gonna be like,
Xeno is pissed.
Oh my
Like
god.
Xeno is super chapped.
super chapped. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
He's so chapped. I'm like,
He'll be fine.
holy shit, yes, that's amazing.
Good, because this is going to, and I gotta say in advance, this is the beginning of you guys really disliking me. Because I just killed Very, and I'm gonna destroy everything you love.
Okay.
So enjoy!
I hope that that's not including Farah.
Oh, I couldn't kill her if I wanted to.
Okay. Probably okay then.
It's probably okay.
Maybe.
Besides, and I will say this, any of you looking to go get out and do some DMing, there are worse things than death you can do to people.
Oh yeah.
Also, you can't
Fly-
kill... Dragons don't
When
die,
the-
remember?
Oh yeah. Oh,
yeah,
God,
yeah,
they
but you
don't.
know what I mean by
I know.
that.
All
So, when everything was exploding, my brain was like, "Hey, this reminds me of the Space Needle."
I blow things up in games. I do blow things up in games.
It's so good.
All
So
right.
good.
Oh, holy
Guys,
crap.
thank you so much for watching. We're ending a little early tonight because I want to go out on that high. If you like what we do here, this took a little bit of build up, but this is the kind of stories we tell. I'd love it if you could stick around with us. So if you're on Twitch,
We've
give
been
us a
playing
follow.
this for like over a year now.
We've been
2
playing this for
years?
2 years.
2 years.
Yeah, we started
Here we
playing
are.
in the summer of 2018, and then we took a huge hiatus.
Yeah, that's true.
And here we are.
Here we are, and this is I guaranteed you guys we're going to level 20.
Yeah.
And by
I'm
the
so
end of
stoked.
this chronicle, you are going to be doing shit that is like they're gonna be doing stuff. I had to back a Kickstarter for like level 30 challenge ratings because they're gonna be fighting Cthulhu.
We're gonna be like one punching dragons.
You're gonna be one punching dragons by the end of this, and yeah. So I hope you stick around and enjoy other games. We like to keep things cool here, so give us a follow if you're watching this later on YouTube, which I hope you are. Give us a subscribe, and we love
And if
you.
you think this is
tomorrow
epic,
night.
this
Yeah,
is
Vampire
just
tomorrow.
level 11.
This is
It's
just level 11.
yeah.
We're going to
Oh
20,
my
maybe
God.
21. I don't know.
I'm so hyped.
Oof.
All right. So we'll see you next time. Goodbye, everybody.
Night.
Bye.
Bye. you.